Pastor Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa was a prominent religious leader and founder of the Celestial Church of Christ (CCC) in Nigeria. He was born on May 10, 1909, in Dahomey, now Benin Republic, to a Methodist minister and later became involved in his father's ministry. In 1947, Oshoffa had a spiritual encounter he considered divine that led to the establishment of the Celestial Church of Christ in Porto Novo, Benin. The Celestial Church of Christ is a Christian denomination known for its unique style of worship, including incense, candles, and emphasizes spiritual healing and miracles. Oshoffa was a charismatic religious leader who grew his religious following, establishing churches and branches across Africa, Europe, North America, and South America. He is remembered for his spiritual teachings and miraculous healing powers. Pastor Oshoffa died in 1985, but his legacy lives on through the Celestial Church of Christ, which still has millions of members worldwide that follow his teachings and continue to practice the religious traditions he founded. Pastor Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa spent his youth in Dahomey, which was then a French colony and is now known as Benin Republic. Oshoffa was born on May 10, 1909, in a town called Ebese, Dahomey, into a family of Methodist preachers. He grew up helping his father with his work and later began to travel around Dahomey with his father, preaching and spreading the gospel. As a young man, Oshoffa traveled to various parts of Africa, including Gabon, Congo-Brazzaville, and Nigeria, where he worked as a carpenter, contractor, and trader. He also continued his religious work, preaching to people wherever he went. It was during one of his travels that Oshoffa had a spiritual encounter that he considered divine, which led him to establish the Celestial Church of Christ in Porto Novo, Benin in 1947. Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa is believed to have had significant spiritual achievements during his lifetime. Some of his spiritual achievements include founding the Celestial Church of Christ. Oshoffa had a divine spiritual encounter with Jesus Christ in 1947, which led him to establish the Celestial Church of Christ in Porto Novo, Benin Republic. Today, the church has millions of members worldwide, and it is known for its unique style of worship. Performing miracles, Oshoffa was known for his spiritual powers and is believed to have performed many miracles in the areas of healing and deliverance. There are several accounts of people who claim to have been healed and delivered from various ailments and afflictions due to his intercession. Spreading the gospel, Pastor Oshoffa was committed to preaching the gospel throughout his life. He traveled to several countries across Africa, including Gabon, Congo-Brazzaville, and Nigeria, preaching to people wherever he went. Writing spiritual texts, Oshoffa wrote several spiritual texts that are still used in worship by members of the Celestial Church of Christ. These texts include hymns, prayers, and religious teachings. Building churches, under Oshoffa's leadership, the Celestial Church of Christ grew rapidly, and many churches were established throughout Africa and beyond. Oshoffa's efforts were instrumental in building the infrastructure of the church, which has continued to expand and grow over the years. Pastor Oshoffa's achievements have continued to impact the spiritual lives of many people worldwide, and he remains an important figure in the Celestial Church of Christ and African Christianity at large. There is no reliable information on the net worth of Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa. Pastor Oshoffa was a religious leader, and the Celestial Church of Christ, which he founded, is a non-profit organization. The focus of Pastor Oshoffa's life was on spiritual work and helping people, not on material wealth. The Celestial Church of Christ is known for its simplicity and emphasis on spiritual growth rather than material possessions. Therefore, it is unlikely that Pastor Oshoffa had a substantial net worth, as the church's resources would likely have been invested in charitable and religious activities. It is essential to note that the true measure of Pastor Oshoffa's success is the notable impact and transformation he had on the lives of his followers, not his net worth. Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa was born on May 10, 1909, in Igbi, Dahomey, now Benin Republic, to a family of Methodist preachers. He had several wives and children, but it is difficult to ascertain the specific number of wives and children he had due to the polygamous nature of his background. According to reports, Oshoffa married his first wife, a lady named Esther Alamamaji, in his early 20s. He subsequently married other wives, including Victoria, Elizabeth, and Mary. Oshoffa's wives were members of the Celestial Church of Christ, and they supported him in his work as a leader and religious figure. Oshoffa was a family man and took pride in having a large family. His children, who are now known as Homo Oshoffa or Children of Oshoffa, are actively involved in the affairs of the Celestial Church of Christ and have contributed to the growth and development of the church. Today, there are several branches of the Celestial Church of Christ worldwide, and many of Oshoffa's descendants continue to play a significant role in the church's administration and activities. Samuel Bilewu Oshoffa was buried in his hometown, Porto Novo, Benin Republic, where he was interred in 1985. His burial site is located at Himiho Oken, which is the Celestial Church of Christ's International Pilgrimage Center. The Himijo Oken is a sacred site in the Celestial Church of Christ, and it is believed to be the place where Pastor Oshoffa encountered Jesus Christ and received the divine message that led to the founding of the church. It is also the location of Pastor Oshoffa's tomb, where he was laid to rest. The Celestial Church of Christ continues to maintain the tomb of Pastor Oshoffa, and it remains a holy site that attracts thousands of pilgrims and visitors from all over the world who come to pay their respects and seek spiritual blessings.